Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome back to the second video of closing out 2024. So Tuesday's video that I have not yet filmed, but will be filming, is all about where I ended up in my project Use the Stash. How are we looking? Some places are looking a little barren. There will be a follow-up video once I start pulling out the kits from the closet and start filling in some of these holes. Once again, where we're looking and everything else. But I am super duper excited because today we're going to be going over 2024's goals and where those ended up. We will also have a video, obviously, of 2025's goals, and there's some repeats, but some not repeats. There's some changes that I made, and I'm very excited about those. So I guess let's get cracking on with this. I hope you guys are having an amazing start to the new year. I am filming this on New Year's Eve, so Happy New Year's if you did not watch Tuesday's video. So I can't wait. So, as many of you guys know, every year or two, I make myself a craft journal. I follow a tutorial from May Made It on how to cover a composition book. When I make a new one, I generally share with you guys like all the things, inserts and stuff that I put in here. One of these inserts holds my goals for 2024 here. And I also have printouts that I will be adding that include the goals for 2025. I am just going to use the same notebook because I only had like 48 finished objects this year, I think. I have a number count. Let's look. So for Yarny makes, I only had 47 finished objects. For non-Yarny makes, I had 8. And those ended in September. So I had some in January, February, and September. And that was it. Oh, well, August. I did finish my 70 Sunrise yarn in August. So, but we'll get onto that here in a second. So just going down my crafty goals list right here. The first thing was a low buy for yarn and paper, which I had the most successful year of doing that in general. I purchased no scrapbooking paper. I also didn't have time for a lot of paper crafting this year, so I didn't have a lot of opportunity to be tempted to buy more paper. And as far as Yarny goes, even with my Black Friday purchases, I still ended up in a net positive of over $200, which means what I had coming out. So my low buy is for every 100 grams of finished objects I have, I allow myself $1 to a budget to purchase new yarn over the course of the year. It's just a cycling, rotating budget there. Things that I buy specifically for the channel, like subscription box review things and stuff like that, or yarn review things, don't count to that budget. This is just like me and my yarn stash. So with a seed of $250 for the start of the year, based on what I used last year, I still ended up with a net positive of $200 at the end of the year this year. So I basically could have not had seed money and would have only overspent by like $50, I think is what that comes out to. So I am very pleased with myself, or no, I used $50 of that. Anyway, I am undercaffeinated this morning. I am not going to lie. So, contrary to the Twittery nature of my personality today, I am undercaffeinated. But I'm very happy. My low buy was very successful this year. I was very diligent at not purchasing things. There were a lot of places and opportunities where I really wanted to purchase more, like with the Zen Garden Yarns going out of business as they're retiring. You know, there were lots of great sales and lots of beautiful things. I did make a couple of here and there purchases, but I didn't go hog wild and buy everything. I was very conservative with what I purchased. When Knit Picks did their annual sale, once again, I was very conscientious about what I was purchasing only what I knew I was going to use or had immediate plans for. Like I did, because I'm getting back into sock knitting a lot more, I did purchase like a lot more solids that kind of pair with some of the yarns that I had to do heel toes and cuffs, things like that. But I was very conscientious about my purchases this year, and I'm very excited with myself. I'm very pleased with myself that that is what I ended up doing, because I was really trying hard to be intentional this last year. And being intentional was kind of like an overall goal across the board in my life, but specifically in the crafting area, I really wanted to be intentional. The next goal for 2024 was finishing and frogging UFOs. So I had 27 UFOs or languishing WIPs. One was not anticipated to be done by the end of the year. That's my granny square shawl. That's just kind of a project as I'm going. I am working on it. So I didn't anticipate that one being done. So 26 I was hoping to get done. I did finish 15 of them. I either finished or frogged, and there's still one that may get frogged between now and say February 1st. But oh, and I do think I have 2 that are not on the list, but I'll deal with those later. That's tomorrow's problem, not today's problem. So for 2024, the list was the peppermint swirl blanket. I didn't touch it. It's hidden in the back of my closet. The hexagon blanket I did pull out and intend to work on. It's like 60 to 70% done. I've said this before, we've had more company in the last year than we had in the last like 5 years combined. So, with people living with us, people visiting, people, wanting to spend discrete summer holidays here because we have the pool. I had to pack a lot of things up. Hold on, Pippin wants to come in. I had to pack a lot of things up when we had company, so tiny fingers did not get into those projects. So things like the lemon peel blanket and the hexagon blanket did not get the work on them that I had originally intended at the beginning of the year. Even though I pulled them out and had them right there in front of me, I still did not work on them. I let you in here. Don't keep yelling. You're in here now. Of course. Ugh. Banner's already asleep for the day. He sleeps from like 10 to 3 normally, but he went, and because his little paws got cold on the patio, he went to bed early, took his early nap. I frogged my heart-headed hat just because I really never worked on it after I cast it on. And it's something I had intended to do this year. And by the time I went to go look at it, I was just like, you know what? I just need to start this over from scratch. So I will eventually start that over. I had 2 pairs of socks, the pink and black socks and the DK weight pink socks. Both of those got finished. All of these were either pre-2020 or 2021 projects. The lemon peel baby blanket I finished, that was 2021. The pickle jar scarf I have not touched. I really want to get that done. That really needs to come downstairs so I can really see it and focus on that. It's an easy thing to just sit there and kind of work on, as it's just stockinette stitch. The circle in a square spring blankets. Now we're into 2022's projects. Once again, that's in a kit in the back of my closet. Haven't touched it. Charlie, the gingerbread woman. I don't know why she was on here. I don't know why I never marked her as complete, but she seems pretty complete to me. I don't know. Maybe I was going to put like a little cherry on the top of her head or something. I don't know. But she's marked off. Casper the Snowman, I did not touch. I meant to finish him in July. He's part of the quad. I can't remember the designer. I got that kit at the same time I got the Two of Wands poncho kit from Lion Brand. It's a well-known designer. It's like somebody a lot of crocheters know. But I've done the eggnog. The Christmas tree is almost done. I just need to decide how I want to decorate the Christmas tree, the gingerbread woman, and then a snowman. So Charlie the Snowman Casper the Snowman is the last one in that I have not finished. The crochet log cabin shawl. I'm not even sure where this project is right now. It was in a basket. and now it's kind of lost in the house somewhere. So I will need to find that. It may get frogged. It may get finished still. I'm not sure. Just need to lay eyes on that. Lemon peel, blue and gray blanket. I did actually, that was my goal for the end of the year, was really to finish that. That was going to be my UFO. And with company, again, that's something that had to get moved to the bedroom. So it wasn't out where I could work on it a lot. So I still haven't finished it, but I have put a good like 2 or 3 inches into that since we talked about it in like October, November. The faded morning shawl, that was part of a review series shawl from 2023. So now we're up to 2023 WIPs. It's a intense lace pattern, and the fact that it's been now boxed up for a year and a half, I may have to frog it just because I don't know where I am. I know I put lifelines in there, so I might be able to salvage that one better than I was the oh, it's one I frogged. Where is it? The Escherite cowl. That was from the Arkansas Yarn Company review. When we moved, I had gotten so close to getting that done, and then I messed up. It got stuck in a box with the final part of the move, and then I didn't touch it, and I couldn't figure it out, so that got frogged. So the faded morning shawl, I have a feeling, is probably going to get kind of put in the same boat there. I finished the corner to corner for my bed. I did not touch my brick sweater again. I did finish the red, black, tan fingering set on the Addy when I was doing the use as much yarn as I can. I did go ahead and do the ear warmer to match the scarf. The Arrow scarf is in the same container, big container, as the faded morning shawl and my pickle jar scarf. I haven't touched it. That one I know I can pick back up. I'm 99.9% sure. So that one will eventually get done. The Addy pumpkins got finished. I have the Ease Light poncho or capette. I'm at the point where I'm just extending that, and it's just stockinette. So that should be something I should be able to finish here in the next February for my 2025 year of the Mals. The goal is UFOs were languishing WIPs. So February, I should be able to dive into that and really kind of focus on getting that finished up. The fingering granny square wrap, like I said, it wasn't really intended to be done in 2023 or 2024. As I'm using fingering weight yarns, I'm just adding to it. Now, have I added my scraps from the summer? But it wasn't intended to be done yet, so I'm not really like plussed over getting that one done. The Franken scarf will be going to prayer shawl with me from now on, so that will at least get worked on once a month. We have a meeting actually this month, so actually the day you're seeing this, I will be at prayer shawl. The one round granny project frogged. I didn't even frog it. It's probably the piece that I had done is in the closet, and it will probably get thrown away as I'm cleaning out that closet. The Escherite cowl I frogged. The corner to corner scarf I was working on at the end of the year, I finished. The green knit baby blanket, which was a pre-2020. Now we're on to the little handwritten sideways ones here. I did finish that. I found it and finished it. The Arnie and Carlos stocking from 2023 was finished. And I frogged my original attempt at the brick sweater. So there was a lot of frogging in there, but there was also a lot of finishing in there. But I still have a lot of things left to finish. So 15 out of 27 they're no longer in the realms of WIPs or UFOs. And one of those was not intended to be finished this year. So that's, 15 out of 26 that I really wanted to finish this year. So I really can't complain. That's a lot for me. That is a lot of coming back to UFOs and WIPs for me. I'm very pleased with that. Next up was 75 pounds of FOs. So Yarny FOs, I had 52,794 grams of finished objects, which is 116.4 pounds. In non-Yarny FOs, I had 3,718 and a half grams, which is 8.2 pounds. So my total FO weight for the year was 124.6 pounds. I am not angry at that whatsoever. I am not at all angry with getting over 100 pounds of finished objects out. And that's not having, the 400 cards I wanted to make. Normally I can get like a good 8 pounds just in cards if I do my seasonal cards all throughout the year. That's not having those cards. Up next is the 400 cards. I only finished 36 greeting cards this year. I ran out of time in the end of the year to be able to make cards. Normally, like in May, I do my Halloween cards. I, will here and there kind of do something for the fall holidays, maybe do something for Easter. And then starting in July, normally I start picking up the Christmas cards, but we had so much going on, like I said, between company and having to be here, there, and everywhere. I did not send out any Christmas cards this year. So I made 36 cards. Most of those were thank you cards. And that's where we ended up. And I am disappointed with that one. That one does kind of stick in my craw just a little bit. I spent 3 pounds of fleece. I ended up spending 1.2 to 2 pounds of fleece. I'm not mad about that. Like I said, once again, it was busy. The spinning wheels have to be put up when we have company, so tiny fingers aren't playing with them. So I don't get the opportunity to sit down and spin if I have to put them away to where nobody sees them or can't access them, including myself. So I'm not mad at where that ended up. That's just kind of how the year panned out this year. I did get a new spinning wheel, which I really want to spend some more time with. I do have some yarn on the grumpy old man wheel that I want to finish off. Right now, my original Ashford upright has nothing on it. And I have some pretty amazing things on my fleece cart that I really want to play with. So hopefully next year I'll do a little bit better on the fleece goal. I had the goal of finishing 10 blankets. And I finished 4. So nowhere near that. I did make a lot of components. So next year, 2025, we should see a lot more finished blankets because I did do a lot of granny squares, corner to corner squares, things like that. Plus, if I can finish the 2 UFO blankets, that'll be a big deal. And I do have the tubes for 1 blanket already knit up on the Addy and half of one for another one knit up on the Addy. So between like the goal of giving my family blankets, all of my stepkids, spouses, grandkids, blankets next year, hopefully we can get this because I have a lot of components ready to go. Finish old WIPs. Once again, we've already talked about Project UFO. Donate 6 shawls. I ended up donating 13 shawls. I donated 75 hat and scarf sets out of the 50 I was hoping to donate. I also had a handful of hats and scarves on their own that I donated as well. 7 hats. No, I don't have that number. Never mind. I donated 2 out of 5 blankets that I had wanted to donate. I had the goal of covering 5 notebooks or journals between making folios, making books, doing actual covered journals. I ended up making 12 out of 5. So that really wasn't that bad. That was all in February though. Finish off 5 12 by 12 kits or paper pads. I did 2, which once again, not that bad when you realize I didn't make any of the cards I meant to make. I got 0 out of 5 for the 6x6 paper pads. And according to this, I did not finish any washi tape, which is a little surprising because normally that's the one where it's like I'll set the goal of 10 and I end up with like 50 that I use up, but it is what it is. Work through 25 balls of bulky yarn. So as you can tell, we do actually have a hole here. Part of that's where things were able to move down, but between what I donated when I did a stash purge earlier this year to donate to Pershaw and what I actually used, I used 21 out of 25, which is not that bad. I'm kind of surprised 21 bulky skeins are no longer in my stash. I wanted to make 1 sweater and I ended up making 6. One color work project, I finished the Arnie and Carlos stocking for 2023. That covered my color work goal there. Work into the equivalents of 20 100-gram balls or skeins, hanks of fingering weight yarn. And this one, I was kind of like not surprised I made the goal, but I did have 21 that I worked into. I made 11 pairs of socks this year. So I was kind of surprised, or finished 11 pairs of socks. So I was kind of surprised at like where that number ended up, because I feel like I used a lot more with like doing the summer freshness shawl, doing, I did 2 of those. So, 2 of those and the fingering weight, as well as doing the 11 pairs of socks and just kind of, I occasionally want to make a hat or scarf and fingering weight. I was very surprised that was only 21, but not surprised that I met the goal or anything. But I did expect to see more fingering weight yarn there. I did not write down my hooded scarf pattern. I did not cut all my scraps into die cuts and get those taken care of. I started off great in January and then just nothing, nada. I did cut down my large paper scraps to usable measurements, so we did make progress there, but I still have a ton of little scraps I need to take care of. And then I added midway through the year the goal of 10 pairs of socks. And like I said, I did make 11 pairs of socks. So overall, as far as like how I ended up on my goals, most of my goals were either nailed, way exceeded, or fairly close. As far as yarny goes. Now, the non-yarny things were a little, that's fine. That's just how things go sometimes, and that's perfectly fine. I did not finish updating like my yarn counts and stuff. So we really won't go through those, but over the year I made 14 shawls, 87 hats. No, 80, 100, 80, 100, 106, 111, 113 hats. I made 99 scarves. I have notations, which I should have probably finished writing these out last night and didn't think to do. I made 4 blankets, 6 sweaters, 39 cards, 1 journal, 11 folios, and 11 pairs of socks. I had 47. Is that what we said? 47 finished objects? Yeah. And the donation was almost 11,000 grams when I did the just purge of my stash to donate. So as far as like how I feel about the year, at the end of the day, I actually feel really good about where we ended up this year. I know it seems like a little, but at the same time, like the way this year has gone, I'm surprised I remembered to wear clothes every day. So I'm going to take this as a win. This time of year tends to be a little contracted, just because, once again, we have a lot of company trying to like get things ready for company and stuff. It takes up a ton of time here. So, I mean, when we have holiday dinners, I have 4 stepchildren now living in town. 2 are married with spouses. 1 has a family friend that they bring along with them. And now 4 grandchildren living in town. So Christmas is kind of like an event. Thanksgiving is kind of an event with that many people in our home. So it does take a lot of time away from crafting and stuff, and being able to like just sit down, vegetate, and so having to like then go find something once company is gone, and it's a thing. So as far as like that goes, with the way, once again, like I feel like I blame like life a lot, but the truth is life tends to be very hectic, especially in large bursts. You'll have bursts of like nothingness, and then you'll have these huge bursts of like everything is going on. Life is just happening rapid fire. And right now, this time of year, lots of life happening. Last year, we moved. Surprise, we moved. And, we knew there was a chance of moving, but we weren't anticipating the move the way it happened. So, that kind of flipped last year on its ear and took away a lot of ability to do stuff just because things were boxed up. things had to be unpacked and packed. Selling a house is an ordeal. I lost a lot of time once we got to Columbia, going back and forth to check on the house in Charlotte, check on the house here. But anyway, so this was another year of kind of chaos, not the same type of chaos as last year, much more subdued chaos, but chaos nonetheless. So I'm overall very happy with where I ended up this year. So I will come back and let you guys know what 2025's goals are, what we're looking at, but yeah, if you are interested in Project Stash Down, use the stash where we are, go check out Tuesday's video, which I am about to film right now. Otherwise, I love you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day. Please take care of yourselves and Happy New Year. Bye, you guys.